talking about some sticky note predictions, what we've seen in 2024, one word I think sums up 2024 in some respects, that's concentration. And we've seen concentration not only in the US, where we've seen those big tech behemoths really fire, and of course Nvidia becoming the world's biggest, or nearly the world's biggest company, depending on what day you're listening to this. But I think 2025 is going to be interesting. I think we're going to see the range or the rally broaden out. In the US, we've already seen the Russell 2000 do quite well. Now, the Russell 2000 is smaller caps, but predominantly it is a lot of financials as well, fintechs in there and second tier banks. So they're going to have a pretty good time with regulations. But looking at 2025, I think we are going to see more volatility. We are going to see, I think, the gold price continue to hover around these kind of levels, maybe creep up a little bit as people focus on the US debt issues. That is going to be an interesting point as we head into 2025. But I think the other thing that I've been talking about in the newsletter recently is what I call the plastics. And for those of you that remember the 2004 film Mean Girls with Lindsay Lohan, the plastics were a group of very popular, cool kids at this particular school, led by Rachel McAdam. And Lindsay Lohan was trying to break into the plastics. Now, we have our own plastics here, the cool kids, the popular kids, the Pro Medicuses, the Telexes, the WiseTechs, the Zeros, those sorts of stocks that have performed extraordinarily well. Now, I'm not suggesting that that is going to come to an end in 2025, because it is just, let's face it, an arbitrary date, January the 1st, where it ticks over. But what I would suggest is that we need to probably look at other plastics for 2025. These are getting very expensive. Now, what is going to fire in 2025? I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I will suggest that maybe we need to see, especially from the big techs in the US, the revenue starting to come through from artificial intelligence. So far, they've landed and expanded, and they've bought all the chips they possibly can and paid a lot of money, and Nvidia's done very well. Now we need to see where that revenue comes through for those big companies. But also we need to see the other companies, the smaller ones that are going to harness that AI and really make a difference. One stock that I'm writing about at the moment is Qoria, which is the old family zone, which I guess is pretty much in the press at the moment, given the moves on social media for under 16-year-olds. But family zone, or Qoria as it's now called, QOR, is a company that basically protects kids and students online from nefarious actors out there, hackers, etc., and people trying to scam and abuse children. So that one looks quite interesting. I guess in some respects it is a sort of a 360, a Life 360 lookalike, but somewhat cheaper. So that is one that's caught my eye. But I think 2025 is the year that we need to see the harnessing and the monetization of that huge AI investment, whether that's through data centers, which have been very popular, although they're very capital intensive, or whether we're going to see the companies that are developing the apps actually harness and monetize the AI. So hold tight for a fast ride, as they say. 2025 is going to be interesting, more volatility, but I think in the end of the day, it's certainly going to be a strong US. Team US is going to be consistently the best place to be, 70% of the global markets as well. So it's hard to ignore. We are only 1.5%, 2%. So unfortunately for ASX investors, it could be not such a spectacular year as we see in the US. But anyway, have a great year. Enjoy your Christmas break. Stay safe and be kind to your family.